Welcome, video heads, to another episode of Dueling Decades. First off, representing December of 1992.
I'm Bo Beecraft, fighting alongside Mike Ranger.
Hello.
Jason Priestley's cock, I believe, is what we're going with this week.
And my partner, who I will be representing December of 1983 with.
That's right. I'm Rick Mancrush, and I will be partnering up with Mark James, and we are the Mama Loops.
Coming at you on this Christmas special edition, December Dueling Decades. Judge John Cross. Hi, everybody. Hello.
The highest scoring game in the history of the National Basketball Association.
Paramount's Big Gamble with Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Britain's Prince Charles and Princess Diana released a statement announcing their separation.
Amy Fisher was sentenced to 5 to 15 years in
We
prison.
go with December 83.
Slayer released their debut album.
Balls to the wall.
The debut solo album by Dr. Dre titled The Chronic.
Nirvana's Incesticide is released.
It's going to December 92.
There's Mighty Max.
With Crystal Pepsi.
The Cabbage Patch Dolls.
A reissuing G.I. Joe.
Love to give the 90s another one, but I'm giving it to December 83 and the Mama Loops.
Thriller is broadcast for the very first time.
Dystopian Apple 1984 commercial, which was directed by Ridley Scott.
Darkwing Duck ended its run after 91 episodes.
1992 marked the debut of The Jackie Thomas Show.
'83. Take it away and
Shocker.
Dueling Decades.
Guess we're going with movies.
Are you sure? We could go with movies.
Let me just throw it out there. We already won.
movies.
Spoilers. Let them
But-
finish the episode first. Come on.
What do you mean? It's 4-1 if we only go to 4. But let's throw this one.
Movies. Come on. It's the
Let's,
only round I really like or know anything about.
Let's let the 90s go first. Maybe they got something good.
I do.
All right.
I have an ace up my sleeve here that I'm pretty excited about.
All right, let's hear it. 90s
this one-
first.
This one didn't come out till the tail end of December 1992, but it was a little vehicle that was directed by George Miller, a 1992 American drama. It also starred the fantastic Nick Nolte and Susan Sarandon, and that is Lorenzo's Oil.
Oh, no.
No, I'm kidding.
Midnight Oil?
I'm kidding. I'm actually going to go with December 11th, 1992, The Muppet Christmas Carol, which is, of course, the Muppets' take on A Christmas Carol, featuring the Muppets, Michael Caine. The film was directed by Brian Henson. This was his directorial debut. This was the first Muppet film to be produced following the death of Jim Henson in 1990. Modest box office success, not a large effect during its theatrical release, because it went up against Home Alone 2 and another Disney film, Aladdin. The film received favorable reviews for the most part from critics. Budget of $12 million and raked in a box office haul of $27.2 million. Not entirely sure how it measured up to Lorenzo's Oil, but I would guess probably fell just a hair short.
Yeah. Slightly less depressing than Lorenzo's Oil, too. You know.
Well, it depends on how you feel about geese. There
All
you
right.
go. The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Beds are burning.
All right, Mike Ranger. What
I
do you
like it.
got?
That's the first mention for a December show. That is the first mention of Christmas, right? Well, no, we talked about the toys, but
Yeah,
like
toys.
the first actual mention of Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas sex toys are always a...
It warms my heart. Muppet Christmas Carol, such a great film.
But can you fuck it?
Hey, look, Kermit fucked Piggy before that movie because in the movie they have a bunch of pig frog children,
Ooh.
Progs.
and one of them turned out to be disabled, which is what happens when you mix breeds like
Interspecies.
that. Interspecies erotica leads to disabled children.
It's like the prequel to The Island of Dr. Moreau.
Oh, God. Maybe Nanny was Dr. Moreau.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. On the... Yeah.
On D's nuts.
Yeah. A Few Good Men was released on December 11th, 1992, featuring an all-star cast including Tom Cruise, Demi Moore, Kevin Pollak, Kiefer Sutherland, Kevin Bacon, and the man who ordered the code red, the
Steve
great Jack
Buscemi.
Nicholson. The legal drama went on to gross well over $200 million at the box office and was nominated for 4 Academy Awards. It's okay, guys. We lost, and we can totally handle the truth.
That's hard to argue with. A Few Good Men is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's the Aaron Sorkin masterpiece.
It's a good one.
Unless you're at the dentist, in which case they can't handle the tooth, or if you hire a detective because they can't handle the sleuth.
Jeez.
Or you're at the mall and you want to take a passport photo, but you can't handle the booth.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Judge John Cross is on fire.
Wow. When he's done reading the jokes off the popsicle sticks, we can get the verdict. All right, Man Crush, do you want to start off movies for us, or should I?
Yeah, might as well. All right, so released on December 9th, 1983. We have a movie that took in $21 million. The box office, about $50 million in 2018. So it's not entirely terrible for a horror movie, but that's not why this movie is special. The part that makes this movie special is that you had an exclusive collaboration of 2 of the most renowned horror names in the world, then and now. It's based on a novel written by Stephen King, and it was directed by the Prince of Darkness himself, John Carpenter. So if you haven't figured this one out yet, it's Christine. It's kind of a movie that I always liked growing up. It's a staple of late night HBO. You had the Plymouth Fury, which is a badass killer. And when it comes to like 80s teen angst movies, I'd have to put this up on like a best of list. You got the dweeby dude that gets a car, gets popular, gets the hot girl, gets evil in the process. It sounds like Heavenly Kid, but it's not.
Less demonic.
It pretty much checks off all the boxes. But there's actually a couple of bizarre things about how this movie transpired that just blew my mind when I was doing the research for it. So John Carpenter took this movie only out of sheer desperation because the thing was such a huge critical and financial flop. How insane is that? The Thing was a flop.
That's
and
nuts.
actually
It's true. It went up against E.T. and everyone wanted friendly, cuddly aliens who wanted to phone home. Nobody wanted like the truth, which is that aliens are going to come inside our body and tear our guts out.
literally. And he actually lost the job to Firestarter, which would have been his first Stephen King adaptation, but he got fired before it even started because of The Thing. So that is pretty insane, I thought. And then the other thing was, anybody want to guess who was actually cast as Arnie before they picked that dweeby dude from the Billie Jean movies?
Louis Anderson?
Nope.
Tom Arnold.
No.
Bronson Pitchnot.
Pinch not.
Who do you think, John Cross?
I actually don't know the answer to this. Was it?
Give a guess.
Rob Lowe.
I'll give you this.
Emilio Estevez.
No. All right. So it was originally supposed to go to Kevin Bacon.
Oh wow. Okay.
He took the role, but then he dropped out because he got the lead in Footloose.
Big mistake,
Wow.
Bacon. Big mistake.
Huge
Big
career
mistake.
killer right there. But
It
my
is.
was Christine.
He could have had an unblemished record, but he had to go and be in that fucking dance movie.
All right, guys, I'll close it out. And, we talk a lot about remakes and how we don't like them here on the show a lot. So I couldn't find a great movie. I
Fuck
had to go with a remake. I had to go with a remake this week, so bear with me on this one. December 9th, 1983, we saw the release of a new film from director Brian De Palma as he teamed with writer Oliver Stone to create probably the greatest remake of all time, the cinematic classic Scarface, starring Al Pacino, Michelle Pfeiffer, F. Murray Abraham, and the great Robert Loggia.
Yeah.
F. Murray Abraham. F him. Just
In 2010, VH1 rated the movie as its number 5 in its list of 100 greatest movies of all time, as well as Scarface and the character of Tony Montana appearing on several of AFI's top movie lists of all time. Scarface features 207 uses of the F word, which is fuck, in case you don't know, which works out to be about every 1.21 seconds of the film. At the time of its release, it was the movie that had the most F-bombs in it of all time. Roger Ebert rated it 4 out of 4 stars in his 1983 review, and then later added it to his greatest movies list of all time. The movie has given us many iconic pulp culture references, such as the famous line, "Say hello to my little friend," and the infamous chainsaw scene that was actually based on a real-life incident in the Miami drug scene. The film tributes throughout hip-hop music as well as other forms of music shine to this very day. So you can't go wrong with that. That's Scarface, the Brian De Palma, Tony Montana. You can't go wrong with that. Just all-time classic. One of my favorite films of all time, in my top 10.
I prefer the Brian Dennehy version if we're splitting hairs here.
It was a little slower paced, but
let's look at what else. Let's do my paint. Let's look what else came out in December of 1983 that they could have picked and didn't pick. You've got the awesome and immortal BMX Bandits that gave us the then ginger-haired Nicole Kidman back when she looked like a human woman as opposed to some sort of anorexic praying mantis with a mad dye job, which is what she looks like today. Back when she looked like a human woman, she was riding around on a BMX in Australia as part of the BMX Bandits. You also could have had the Mr. T and Bill Maher starring DC Cab. If you've ever wanted to see Gary Busey so high on fucking cocaine he can't remember a single goddamn thing, and Mr. T wandering around a movie being like, why the fuck is Bill Maher here? Then watch DC Cab. You could also pick a gay whack, which is actually a Chinese film, but seems to be, and is spelled Gaiwak, but looks like a gay whack. So if you fancy a gay whack, then check that out from December
1983。A 計劃，奉保安司命令 A 計劃繼續執行。我隻 A 計劃。我隻 A 計劃。
But I think I'm going to give it to 1992 because A Few Good Men and Muppets Christmas Carol. Not that Christine, obviously I'm a huge John Carpenter fan. Goes without saying, John Carpenter, #1 director. And The Thing is probably the greatest remake of all time. Sorry, dude, not Scarface. But I think I'm going to give it to A Few Good Men and Muppets Christmas Carol, just probably because out of the 4 movies, they're probably movies I've watched way more. You can't not watch A Few Good Men because it is literally on every other TV channel at all times. I think you could probably tune into a TV channel in Thailand at 3 a.m. and Jack Nicholson would be shouting at you from the.
That has something to do with Scientology, I think.
Right. Yeah, probably. But and it also gave the world Kevin Pollak. We're still trying to decide whether that's a good thing or not. But Muppets Christmas Carol, I watch it every year. It's probably in my top 4 Christmas movies of all time. And the 80s have already won. So let's give it to the 90s just for shits and giggles.
Consolation prize, guys. Good game.
Consolation prize.
It was a good game. It ended up close 4-3 at the end with the Mamalukes still taking this one. So let us know what you guys think about this one. Get a hold of us on Facebook, on social media. Let's start the debate here. Was it the 90s? Could they have snuck out a victory? Or, was John Cross right like he always is in the 80s wins?
I'm always right. I'm always right. You can't debate me because
And buy his fucking shirt.
buy my fucking T-shirt, you mooks.
Right.
You lazy bums.
Go over to the Dueling Decades Public store where you can pick up, of course, the John Cross T-shirt and some of our other
ones.
Some other good Dueling Decades designs on there that you can pick up. So
no, ultimately support Dueling Decades in any way possible and buy any shirt. But if you buy a John Cross shirt, take a picture of yourself in the John Cross shirt, preferably somewhere amazing, like on the top of a mountain or something, and post it in the Dueling Decades Facebook group. Then you will win a prize of something. I'll still decide what it is, but I will personally mail you something or record you something.
It's just John Cross showing up at your door, staring at you, not saying anything, and then walking away.
Being like, "Where's the fucking supper? Come on, put the
giant box.
Get my turkey pot pie in the oven, bitch! Come on."
You just get a giant box filled with boiling soda bottle caps.
And a postcard that just says, "You're welcome."
And a Betamax of scalps.
All right, video heads, we're going to end this episode of Dueling Decades right here. So if you got a comment or something, just get a hold of us, like I said, where you can be part of the action here on Dueling Decades. So until next time, video heads, we're going to bid you a peace, love, light, and a joy. Have a great week, everybody.
Dueling Decades.
The fuck no. Fucking gets fucked. Like fucking fuck you. Fucked up. Fuck you. No fuck ups like fucking peasant. Fuck in a year. Fuck. Fucking lesbian. Fucking okay. Fuck you. How's that? Fuck you. Fuck you.